and gentlewomen. I welcome you with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful people. May peace be on you. I would like to thank Nafisa ma'am and her team for inviting me to this super cute event. I can't get over how cute all of your kids look, mashallah. Let me begin my talk by asking the parents a question. What is your favorite memory from your parents? Few answers, please. My favorite memory from my parents is when my mom jumps on me and she bites me and tickles me till I cry. So what are your favorite memories? Few answers. Your favorite memory from your parents. When your mom cooked food, your favorite dish. When your parents took you on vacations when you were little. None of our answers are when my father got me an expensive bag, when my mom got me these expensive shoes. Our answers are not there because our memories are not there, right? We remember our parents from the memories they gave us. Which brings me to my topic of what are you going to give to your child? Putting them in the best school already, mashallah, that you're already halfway there. But what about the next step? How do we treat our children at home? Quite often we see parents fighting in front of the kids, thinking that ye to abhi chota hai. He's only 2 or she's only 3, she's not going to remember. So what if we fight in front of them? I'm pursuing my second master's now in psychology, and one of the most shocking things I read in child psychology was how the absorbing level of children in that age is so high that they learn things like that, and you don't know how it may affect them in their future. As simple as you are fighting in front of your child, it's something normal. Yes, of course, we should avoid to fight in front of them, but if we do, make up in front of them as well. Hug each other in front of your child as well, so that they will know that, okay, even in case they are in a bad situation, they know how to come back from that situation, how to make it better. Or when your child is not listening to you, what do we say? Don't forget to drink the milk, don't do this, don't do that. We start with a negative word, don't. When we know that children don't understand grammar, they only understand verbs. Like when you say don't forget to drink the milk, the first 2 words are negative, don't and forget. That is what they're going to remember. Instead, change your language, your love language towards your children. Why don't we start saying, remember to drink your milk? It's just one single word, but it makes such a huge difference in the mind of a child. Your language. Or when you are praying, or when you are working and your child is constantly disturbing you. I know it may get frustrating, totally frustrating sometimes. And what do? We hand a phone in their, or we will give a phone in their hand, or we switch on the TV, and they're quiet, you are happy. You can peacefully work. But is that the right way? You carry this child for 9 months. You are so okay with it just looking at the TV and you are not bothered to care for it. I'll tell you an instance of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he was praying, he went into sajda and he was leading in prayer. So there were a lot of people who were following him in prayer. He didn't get up for a very long time from prostration. And the Sahabas got worried. The companions that were with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam got really worried. One of them just lifted up their head to check what happened. And they see that Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein were sitting on the back of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were little kids, like your children. They were sitting on his back, so he didn't get up. What would we have done in that case? Moved them away from our back, shouted at them. Instead, he stayed in sajda, in prostration, till the kids finished playing and got out of his back. When the companions asked, "Oh Prophet, why did you do that? You were praying. You could have just gotten up. You could have moved the kids." He said, "These are my children. And they were having a good time. They were happy playing. So I let them play. Only when they were satisfied playing did I even get up." Imagine the amount of respect and consideration that a prophet gives his grandchildren who are hardly 3 or 5 years old. That is the kind of consideration that we need to give our children as well. As parents, you already know, you already have so much love and care towards your child. You've carried them for 9 months. But do you know that after play school now, for over 14 years, for the next 14 years, your child is going to be away from you for more than 10 hours a day. 8 hours of school, probably 2 hours of tuition, 2 hours of sports. That close to 10 hours a day for the next 14 years, your child is going to be away from you. So how are you preparing your children? Have you prepared them for what the world is going to give to them? Tell them what is good touch and bad touch. You teach them what is puberty. You teach them what will happen to their bodies when they grow up. You as a mother and father teach them. Because it's your flesh and bone. You prepare them for the world. You teach them secularism. You teach them how to be tolerant and accepting towards your brethren, towards your sisters, from other religions and other communities. To build a community together, you teach them that. You teach your own flesh that. Because we often, put our children into this rat race. The moment your child comes back from school, what is the question you ask them?
What did you do in school?
What did you do in school? What did you learn today? Did you get the first rank? How did you do your test? But do we ask, did you share your food with your friends today? Did you help your friends today? Did you help your teacher today? We don't ask these questions. We are constantly into sending our children into a rat race because they should come first. My child should come first no matter what. Forgetting that if you teach them sharing and caring, if you give them that knowledge which only you as a parent possess, they are going to be ahead of the race. Forget the first or the second. They're going to be even ahead of the race. And that is how leaders are born. So you strive to turn your children into leaders. I would like to conclude with a share for the parents and the children especially. जाके ये कह दे शोलों से चिंगारी से, जाके ये कह दे शोलों से चिंगारी से, फूल इस बार खिले हैं बड़ी तैयारी से। आखिर दावाना अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।